Honestly, it was just coming out with energy, starting the game off hard. We just wanted to make sure that we can kind of bury them early. They're a really good team. We got to give a lot of credit to them. They played hard for 40 minutes. So, our focus was really just to come out and do what we do and just ride with that.
And what was an individual highlight for each of you?
I would say getting to play Randy. He was one of my good buddies from high school, and we played together for all through high school and middle school stuff, so getting to play against him I think was pretty cool for me tonight.
Yeah, I would just say get another opportunity to play again this week against another really good team.
And what did you do to prepare mentally and physically for this game?
Recently we just played Iowa. We just had a loss. So, on the bus, a lot of coming together as a team, talking, figure out what we need to do to get ready before this game started.
And with this being your third game in the past week, what has this taught you about the depth on the roster?
I think we have pretty good depth on our team. We got a lot of guys that are ready to check in whenever coach says. And like you said, it's our third game in 5 days, and we plan on having it be like that towards the end of the year in the conference tournament. So having these scheduled games throughout the year is pretty good for us.
It's been 5 games in 11 days. And I'm not sure any other team in the country has played 5 in 11 days. Maybe there is. I don't know. Third game in 5 days. So I think we need a couple days off. And I'm glad we got the win. You celebrate every win. Every game is important to get better and improve and play guys just so they get a feel for each other. But we gave up 16 offensive rebounds, which you could tell it was just like absolute exhaustion at that point. But they're a good team. I've known Kevin for probably 15 or 16 years, right? He was at Bemidji State when I was at Moorhead, and we've actually scheduled he was at St. Catherine's in San Diego. When I was at Utah State, we brought them to Utah State to play him. So our relationship goes a long ways, and there's a reason why I wanted to play him, right? In-state team. I'd rather play an in-state team than somebody from Kansas or Illinois or whatever, and give those guys an opportunity. And they got some local kids too. They have a kid from Vermilion on their roster, right? And I think that's a cool deal. So credit to them for playing great. Really challenged us at times, and just happy we got out of here with a win. And they're going to be very, very good in their league. I think they've lost 1 game so far in a close game. And I told our team they're going to be in the national tournament. There's no question. That's how good I think they are. So credit to them for playing great. And we need a couple days off.
So what went well for your team today, and what were some moments of improvement?
Yeah, I would say just, some adversity, right? The first couple games we played wasn't a whole lot of adversity. Iowa, there was adversity, but it was hard to overcome some of that stuff, just playing a Big Ten team. So, the game's close right away, and just making a run towards the end of the first half, right, and separating a little bit. Obviously, they came out of the gate in the second half, and they were good. We weren't very good to start the second half, but just like overcoming some of those moments, I think, is important to grow as a team and get better. And you can tell a lot about your guys in some of those moments, right? You need adversity to get to where you want to go, and I don't care who it's against. Like, they're college basketball players, and there's going to be adversity in any game you play. This game, there's just a little bit more with how it started. So happy with Isaac Bruns. Isaac played great. He led us in scoring this summer. He led us in scoring in Italy as well on our foreign tour. So we all know he can get going. And thank goodness he showed up tonight. He had 23, and he was plus 25, which is a huge number for us.
And what did your team do to keep the energy up?
Yeah, there was a lot of motivating in words in the huddle. No, I think there's some guys on our team that are just becoming better leaders, right? And Caleb, for one, Paul is more talkative. Max is a great leader. Boom is a phenomenal leader. And sometimes, you just don't go in the huddle right away, and you just listen to what they're saying, and they're trying to coach everybody up because let's be honest, they were exhausted, right? Anytime you play that many games in that amount of days, you're fatigued. And the way we play, it's not even just the games, it's the way we play, right? We press for 40 minutes, so that's super challenging. But I told our team, the reason why we did the schedule how we did it, okay, the first week was game, off, game, right? So 2 games in 3 days, is that right? Yeah, in 3 days. That's how it's going to be in league play, right? You play a Thursday, you play a Saturday, right? I did this week based on, hey, we want to play in the Summer League Championship game, right? And it takes 3 games to do that, and it's hopefully 3 games in 4 days or 3 games in 3 days, hopefully 4. So we played 3 and 5. I know it doesn't entirely simulate that, but that's what we are going to feel like if we get a chance to play in the championship game, and we have to know what that's like, right? So this is a great experience for us to learn and grow from, and I hope we're in that position in March.
And what changes did you make between the first and second half to maintain the lead?
Yeah, I don't know if we really made any changes. It was just fixing the things that we weren't doing right, that we were supposed to be doing right. We're very simple, and when you're pressing and you're creating a high tempo, high possession game, I don't think you can be really complex on offense, right? So defensively, we just weren't great. We weren't at the level of the screen for ball screens. And this happened against Iowa, and it's more magnified at Iowa, where if we're not at the level of the screen, they skip it out. It's a wide open three. If we are, probably don't get that shot, right? So we have to continue to take steps on doing things right all the time, right? Versus, well, it's okay if I wasn't on that possession. No, against the best teams, that's 3 points, that's 2 points, or it's a foul on one of your teammates. So more so just refocusing, being disciplined on what we need to do and what we're supposed to do.
And what helped your team succeed on the court?
Yeah, a lot, but I would say just being together and just playing hard, right? That's really simple. You could look, Isaac had 23 or Caleb had 13. We always say the aggressor always wins, right? The aggressor always wins. So if you're more aggressive, you're going to control the game. After they got their start and we took control to end the first half, I thought we still controlled the game. Did they make some plays and did they battle back a little bit? Absolutely. Like you expect teams to do that, right? But I thought by how hard we played, and I know it wasn't perfect on the glass or we didn't execute everything, I think that ultimately won us the game.
And what will your team do to prepare for your game against Western Michigan on Wednesday?
Take 2 days off and rest. We'll probably come back and practice on Sunday night. And it's my fault. We just haven't, when you play 5 games in 11 days, you just don't practice very much, right? Like you're just constantly, you get in, you do a walkthrough, you shoot, right? And then you can't simulate what's about to happen in the game, or you're just going to wear your guys down even more, right? So we have to get back to practicing and clean up some stuff that we saw. In the first 5 games is a really good chunk of film that we get to have clips on where we're really weak, right? Certain coaches are always breaking down the opponents where, and I've been really into that, where this year it's more like, let's break down ourselves even more and figure out what we can do to be better. And then the opponent stuff, it doesn't matter as much, right? If you're better, the opponent stuff doesn't matter. So we got to do a better job as coaches. We will. And then I haven't watched Western Michigan. I haven't watched Southern Indiana yet. I will. But our ball screen defense has to be better. Our defense overall has to be better. And we got to find our legs and we got to stay healthy.
Great,
Good.
thank you.
Thank you, guys. Go Yotes.